Hello, this is Lazarus at Telecom Tech, where telecom and networking technologies are simply explained. Today, we'll be simply explaining 5G mobile communication networks. The 5th generation technology standard for mobile communications, or 5G, is a standard that has been developed for mobile or cellular networks. A lot has been said about this technology, and it has been lauded as a true game changer in the area of cellular networks. Now, before we get into the details of this technology, I'd just like to remind you to subscribe to my channel so you can get updates of future videos about 5G and about other telecom topics. And also, if you like this video, make sure to click that thumbs up button. But the question here is, what is 5G? What makes it so different from previous generational iterations like 4G and 3G? And what is everyone hoping to see from this technology in the near and far future? Well, 5G is a standard that has been defined by the International Telecommunications Union, or the ITU. This is an international standards organization that's responsible for maintaining standardization of communication technologies worldwide. This is an important part of the establishment of 5G and of any telecom standard because it allows devices throughout the world to conform to the same standard, allowing compatibility and interoperation between devices of different vendors. Now, at the very core of the definition of 5G are the thresholds that have been defined. 5G networks, in order to be officially designated as 5G, must be able to achieve the following thresholds. First of all, they should be able to achieve a peak downlink data rate of 20 gigabits per second and a peak uplink data rate of 10 gigabits per second. Now, you won't actually see these kinds of speeds on your mobile device. These are the upper limits that the technology can deliver under ideal conditions. The data rates in dense urban areas for 95% of the time must achieve 100 megabits per second downlink and 50 megabits per second uplink speeds. Now, these are the kinds of speeds that you can expect on your actual device. These are the real speeds that you would see. And remember, these are the minimum speeds that you should be able to achieve. Typically, under better conditions, under non-peak hours, you should be able to connect at multiple hundreds of megabits per second, if not multiple gigabit per second speeds. Now, another threshold that has been defined by the ITU is what is known as latency. Latency is the network delay. It's the delay that's introduced by the technology for data to be transferred. 5G should be able to achieve a latency of anywhere between 1 and 4 milliseconds. Now remember, the latency is defined as the amount of time it'll take a piece of data to leave your mobile device and reach the electronics of the base station. It's not the latency that reaches, say, the web server you're connecting to, but it's the latency that the technology, the 5G technology, introduces to the transmission. And finally, the ITU has defined a threshold of 1 million devices per square kilometer. That's the area density of devices that the technology is able to support. Now, compared to previous generations, these thresholds are very meaningful. They do indeed represent a phenomenal network performance increase. However, what makes 5G a true game changer is not simply an increase in speed and capacity. Now, unlike previous generational iterations of mobile communication networks, 5G is not all about delivering voice and data to the smartphone, even though 5G services to cellular telephone devices is obviously part of it. But by the mid to late 2020s, 5G smartphones are expected to compose an increasingly small and arguably insignificant part of the 5G ecosystem. Most telcos today, based on their advertising, would have you think that simply getting a 5G-enabled smartphone is the be-all and end-all of the technology, but by no means. This is simply a marketing tool used by the telcos to try to get revenue streams to support the cost of their upgrading of 5G. The real benefit, however, of 5G is all about data communication and the interconnection of tens of billions or more of devices through an increasingly ubiquitous network presence to deliver innovative applications and services. With its unprecedented capabilities, 5G will enable many applications that only several years ago would have been considered science fiction. Now, this may sound like an exaggeration, but I assure you, it is not. Now, delivering network connectivity at the performance level expected from 5G will enable a multitude of applications. Now, this includes things like smart cities, smart agriculture, smart supply chains, smart transportation systems, automated and assisted driving, medical and healthcare, arts and entertainment applications, and the Internet of Things, to name only a few. But this is not even scratching the surface. Sensors and data collection can be combined with artificial intelligence, business analytics, and statistical engineering platforms and other business applications to deliver predictive analysis for all kinds of applications, including financial as well as natural disaster plans. Now, all of these applications are not always readily perceivable, and they require a deeper level of understanding of the capabilities of 5G in order to appreciate their potential. Now, in order to make all of this possible, 5G has been designed to take into account three primary areas of application. These are known as enhanced mobile broadband, or eMBB, massive machine type communications, or mMTC, and ultra reliable low latency communications, or URLLC. Now, eMBB is simply providing mobile broadband connectivity to devices of all types, where these devices can enjoy broadband speeds. Now, this area of application has already begun deployment. All initial 5G deployments primarily serve the eMBB area of application. Now, eMBB also competes directly with landline broadband and changes the way we connect devices. And each device, such as a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, can have a direct link to the 5G network. Now, URLLC refers to using the 5G network for mission-critical applications that require uninterrupted, robust, and low-latency data exchange. URLLC applications include things like self-driving vehicles, industrial automation, telemedicine, and remote emergency services support. Now, the practical implementation of URLLC is still something that's several years away, but it promises to revolutionize many aspects of our daily lives. And finally, mMTC will be used to connect a very large number of standalone devices or machines that are not necessarily associated with specific people or users or subscribers. This application area involves primarily the Internet of Things, or IoT, which is an emerging trend to connect hundreds or thousands or even more devices to the Internet for the purpose of collecting data, controlling large geographically distributed systems, and other such applications. Smart cities, smart power grids, and smart agriculture are just some of the innovations expected to emerge in this area. So I'll say it once again, 5G is all about the interconnection of devices that don't necessarily correspond to a human user. So it's not simply about providing higher speeds to smartphones or tablets. It's all about the interconnectivity of standalone devices that become part of a networked ecosystem of connected things. Now, so far, the adoption of 5G cutting-edge applications has been slow, and actually slower than expected. And for this reason, telcos are still focusing primarily on the 5G handset market to get their revenues up. However, there are more and more business and enterprise-oriented applications that are being adopted, and that's a great sign. We can expect to see a lot of innovation as the technology continues to be rolled out. 5G is a huge topic, and I'll be creating a lot of video content about it, so watch out for new videos on this subject. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, please click that thumbs up button. If you'd like me to address other related topics, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe to get updates to newly published videos. I'm Lazarus at Telecom Tech. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I'd like to thank you for watching.